let's talk about second chances. What does a real second chance actually look like? Today, we're digging into a new tech-driven blueprint that isn't just making promises to help people leaving the justice system. It's delivering some pretty incredible, life-changing results. It's a question that honestly has consequences for all of us. The hope, of course, is a fresh start, a chance to rebuild. But for millions of people, the reality is something else entirely. And here is that reality. More than 60% of people are still unemployed a full year after they get out of prison. Let that sink in. They're out there, they're looking for work, but the doors just aren't opening. It's a staggering failure, and it affects millions of people just trying to get back on their feet. And you see, this isn't just some number on a chart. This lack of opportunity kicks off a really vicious cycle. Without a steady job, it's nearly impossible to find housing, support a family, and just get back into society. And way too often, this leads right back to poverty and, tragically, right back to prison. It becomes this trap that is just so hard to escape. Okay, so with a problem this big, you'd think we'd have a pretty effective solution, right? We do have systems in place, and they're backed by billions of dollars. But when you actually look at the data, you see they're fundamentally failing. We spend billions of taxpayer dollars every single year on these traditional job training and education programs that are supposed to solve this exact problem. So the big question is, what are we actually getting for that investment? Well, when you start digging into the outcomes of these traditional programs, the picture gets pretty clear. At first glance, you see a graduation rate of around 70%, and you might think, hey, that's not so bad. Most people who start the program, they finish it. But graduating? Well, that's only step one. Because this is where the whole system just falls apart. Of all those people who graduate, only 38.6% actually get a job related to the training they received. Think about that. Nearly 2/3 of graduates are not using their brand new skills in the workforce. There's this massive disconnect between the training and the actual job market. And for that small fraction who do manage to land a relevant job, their average first-year earnings are just over $34,000. In most parts of the country, that is barely a living wage, let alone enough to build a stable new life and break that cycle of poverty we were just talking about. So yeah, the old model is broken. But what if you could just redesign the system from the ground up? A new tech-powered approach is doing exactly that, and it's getting some incredible results. The mission that's driving this whole new approach is simple, but it's really powerful and direct. It's not just about job training. It's about fundamentally breaking that cycle we saw earlier. And that clarity of purpose is really the key to its design. So how does it work? It's an all-in-one platform. It starts by actively recruiting people who've been impacted by the justice system. Then it trains them specifically for careers where there's actually high demand for workers. And finally, and this is the most important part, it doesn't just end with a certificate. It actively places graduates into good, well-paying jobs. It's a complete pathway from end to end. And the ambition here is huge. The vision isn't just to be another little program. The goal is to become a single, unified national system that replaces that whole patchwork of disconnected, underperforming job centers. It's all about using technology to meet people where they are and provide a consistent, effective path forward. A bold vision is one thing, but results are what really matter. So, how does this new model perform in practice? Well, the data really does speak for itself. The difference is just stark. The new model's graduation rate is up to 89%. That's a big jump. But look at the job placement. 92% of graduates get a job in their field. Compare that to just 38% in the traditional system. And then you get to the earnings, and that's where the impact becomes truly life-changing. $77,352. That's the average first-year salary for graduates of this new model. That's more than double the earnings from the old programs. This isn't just a job, it's a career with a family-sustaining wage. It's the foundation for a whole new life. And here's the real kicker. This level of success is being achieved with incredible efficiency. A tiny team of just 7 people, 7, has already delivered better results in the last year than the publicly funded job centers in 2 entire states combined. It's just a testament to the power of a smarter, tech-driven approach. So these numbers are impressive, for sure, but they point to something much bigger. This isn't just about improving a program. It's about redefining what a second chance truly means. This model is so powerful because it tackles two major systemic issues all at once. For society, it addresses recidivism and poverty by giving people stable, high-paying careers. And for the economy, it helps solve critical labor shortages by tapping into this huge, overlooked pool of motivated talent. It's a total win-win. And all of this brings us to the ultimate question. We've just seen a model that's more effective, more efficient, and delivers profoundly better outcomes for a group of people our society often overlooks. So, if this approach works so well for the hardest to employ people, what could it do for everyone else? Maybe this isn't just a blueprint for second chances. Maybe it's a blueprint for the future of work itself.